my YouTube channel. My name is Roxanne, the Tiny Taster, and today's recipe is my all-time favorite prawn koliwada. Now, contrary to popular belief, this is not a Maharashtrian recipe or a Malwani recipe. It was actually made by a Punjabi gentleman in Prawn Koliwada. So he just named it after the fishing village, but it has nothing to do with the Koli community. It's so simple. It's like the quintessential Bombay snack, and I absolutely love it. So if you like this recipe, as always, don't forget to give it a big fat like, subscribe to the channel. You know I have a ton of recipes in store. And if you really like it, then leave me a comment and let me know that you really liked it. So without further ado, let's get cooking.
For this recipe, you're going to need about 300 grams of clean deveined prawns. You'll need a cup of gram flour or besan along with either rice flour or some corn flour. You need a little bit of yogurt, some ginger garlic paste, lime juice. This is optional. It's red or orange color, food grade color. You don't have to use it. It's optional. Cumin powder, lots of red chili powder, and salt. So we start with the first marination. You just take your prawns and add in the juice of one entire lime. To that, add in your ginger garlic paste along with your salt, red chili powder, and cumin powder, and then just mix it all together. Use your hands, it's just easier. Make sure that everything is coated well and the prawns are covered in all these powders and the chili paste. Let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Whilst the prawns are resting, you start your second marination. Add in the flour, that is the besan, along with either corn flour or some rice flour. That just helps to add a little crispness. Add in a spoon of dahi or yogurt along with some more red chili powder. I like to use Kashmiri red chili powder because that's actually what gives this whole dish color. The ones that you see in the restaurants are nice and fiery red. That's why I've also added a pinch of the food grade color. You don't have to, but if you like, it adds a little bit more color. Add in a little bit of water and then just start mixing this into a slightly thick paste. You'll notice it's a nice orangish color. If you feel that the paste is not enough and you need to add a little bit more water and a little bit more besan, please go ahead and do that. I've said about a cup, but really it might be a little bit more. I'll leave the exact measurements in the description box below. Now, once you have this beautiful paste all mixed well, add in your marinated prawns and just gently mix it all well. It mustn't be a runny paste. It has to be a little bit thick so that it coats the prawns well. If you feel for some reason that the batter is still very runny and liquidy, then you might have added a little too much water. Just add a little more flour to it, a little more besan, and you should be fine. Mix it all well. Again, at this stage, if you feel that it needs more color, I don't think it does, but in case, you can add a little more Kashmiri red chili or some food grade color. This is really the consistency that you want. You want the prawns to coat nicely in this marination. In a wok or kadai, add your oil and make sure that it heats up nicely. If the oil is not hot enough and you start adding your prawns in, you will notice that it starts to stick at the bottom. So make sure that your oil is nice and hot, and then gently one by one add in your prawns. Try and do this a batch at a time. Don't try and overcrowd the pan too much. It might just stick together. So I would do, say, about 4 or 5 prawns at one time, depending on how big your kadhai or wok is. These cook quite fast actually. It just needs to fry for about 3 to 4 minutes. If the oil is really hot, it will take 3 to 4 minutes. If it's at a medium temperature, it might take maybe 5 or 6 minutes. But you could eyeball this. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. And make sure to not burn this. It tends to burn easily. But once you get a nice golden crispy coating, and you can see those prawns are nice and fiery orange in color, you know they're done. Just pop it out and you're good to go. So these are my crisp hot prawn koliwadas. They're wonderful. You can serve this with a wedge of lime, maybe some green chutney on the side, or even some raw onions. They're the perfect starter and actually just the greatest snack, but I like to mix it up and even eat it with my meal, maybe with some dal chawal. But you could do whatever you like and eat it however you like. It's really that simple. I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. If you have, as always, please don't forget to give it a big fat like. Leave me a comment. I always want to know what you have to say, and of course subscribe to the channel. and I'll see you guys very, very soon.